You remember that? I can't believe that was this year too.
That was also this year.
That was also this year, the craziest Oscar moment.
You could have told me that was like 5 years ago. And like now, Will Smith is trying to make his comeback. And be like, oh yeah, can't wait to see what happens, to see his first movie back. And there's a part in that trailer for his new movie where he's a slave and he says something, he just such vigor in this. And I'm just like, I've seen that character just in a different Will Smith movie, just that same kind of
saw it at the Oscars.
Same delivery, that same delivery in a different. And I'm like, Will Smith, do you have it anymore? Like I'm sure without the Oscar slap, this would probably be a bankable thing for him, and it would probably win him a ton of awards.
He would have.
But I'm just like, I'm not sure that Will Smith has it anymore. He's relying on he's Will Smith.
And that's not going to work anymore. The slap was his Tom Cruise jumping on a couch. Because remember, Tom Cruise was in movie jail for a long time until he's like, fine, I'm just going to do Mission Impossibles. And then he snuck in a Top Gun.
Well, if Chris Rock comes out on live TV soon,
live,
and crushes Will Smith publicly, that'll be the end of Will Smith for a while. I don't think he'll recover from that.
Yeah.
No.
If Chris Rock gives him a verbal thrashing worse than anything he's ever experienced in his life, people make fun of Will Smith and it's just kind of like, oh, he's so nice. That's like the joke, right? It's just like, oh, he did. Parents just don't understand. That's the joke.
Yeah.
No, Will Smith is like an insecure weirdo who gets abused by his wife and I don't know, whatever Chris Rock ends up saying, it could get bad. It could be really bad for Will Smith.
Can it go in the opposite direction? Could he say, can't we all just get along and forgive Will Smith live?
That would end Chris Rock.
Yeah,
that would be the end for Chris Rock. Like no,
so it would be the opposite
because we all want him to say, just give him the verbal smackdown. And if he goes, can't we all just get along? Like not in today's society.
No.
Like 100 years from now, he could say, can't we all just get along? And that might go over well.
I don't think that'll work because I think everyone has drawn their opinion about why that happened. They're like, oh, he has issues with Jada. He has issues with himself. There's something going on. Yeah. And they need to see the next chapter in that story. If he just squashes it and be like, let's just be friends, Will Smith. No.
You think it's over?
No one will revisit that. It will not get memed. It will not get replayed. They won't be on Good Morning America. We're like, look what Will Smith, look what Chris Rock said. No, I don't think so.
So you think him writing
personal issues, pal?
Yeah, that's gonna, man.
Yeah, Chris Rock needs to say something negative. He does, even if he doesn't need to lay a full verbal smackdown, he needs to say something negative about the whole issue, something negative about Will Smith. In order for it to keep going and for him to just be, okay, I did my part. Now y'all can just take the rest and it's fine. And he's done his due diligence. But if he comes out and like, well, I still want to be friends with the guy and whatever, and just like, it's going to go bad. I think it's going to go poorly for him.
Wow, man.
I think Chris is going to come out, cut huge promo on Will Smith. Mm-hmm. It has to be that. It has to be that. I'm sorry. Like anything else, if he comes out and is like kumbaya, that's Netflix will not book him again.
Well, and it also goes against Chris Rock because we're just now getting Chris Rock back. Chris Rock was gone for a long time.
Yeah.
Now we're just getting him back. And man, you remember those Chris Rock specials on HBO? Mm-hmm. Like that man cut into everything.
I feel like he was on pace to be like the next George Carlin.
He was the original.
Yeah.
Those first two specials are historic.
Yeah.
Huge, and then he got into acting. He did acting and, poorly, whatever. He's getting paid. And then, he had issues like everybody else. Like he had divorces, he had bills. Mm-hmm. So he had to get work. He had to do. Now, cut to, I don't know how many years later, and he's doing Saw 10. And that's what he's doing.
Which came out this year too.
Yeah.
No.
So
that can't be right.
Spiral, the Book of Saw was this year.
He's doing Saw 10. Did he direct it or something?
Yeah, he was either that or he has a writing credit.
He directed or wrote it. He wrote himself into Saw 10 because he needed a job. And then Will Smith comes along, slaps him. All of a sudden, he's got something to talk about now. And Netflix is like, well, we will give you this money.
Here's money. Go.
Here's a truckload of money if you tell us what you think about Will Smith app.
Comedian Chris Rock comes and says, "Let's all be friends," it's over for him because we still remember his HBO stuff.
Right. That's a good
There's
point.
no way he can come back and be like, "Yeah, we're buddies. It's cool."
All right, I'm going to play this. See if you guys remember this. This is going to be Society before that. You ready?
Put it. Oh.
Justice or revenge?
Oh, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
You know what's from? You got it right.
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans. Calibus demands justice.
Yep.
That's right.
But you're right. There, I don't know if it's going to show how good of a writer he really is, because he can't go clear cut one way. He can't say let's all be friends. He can cut a complete heel promo and get over. Can he find something in the middle because him and Will Smith were friends.
Yeah.
I think he can
Good friends, better enemies.
I think. Well, here's the thing: he can cut a full heel promo, and he can do all of it, and just give him the full brunt of his whatever, of his writing, of his jokes, whatever, and completely go out. And at the end, if he just drops a little tidbit of just be like, well, let's all get along, and that's it.
So
That's all he needs to do at the end, and he will get credit for both.
So if he cuts a massive heel promo and basically gives Will Smith a receipt,
Exactly.
a digital receipt of smacking him in the face.
I think that he is completely entitled to give Will Smith the receipt on that, and he's going to have to take it. Will Smith's going to have to take it.
Will Smith, how he responds to the lashing is going to declare what happens with his career next.
The only way Will Smith can respond to that is like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. That's fine. And you know, and even if it's, you know, behind the scenes that they're you know, that Will Smith has personally gone to Chris Rock, apologized, and Chris Rock's been like, you know, he's been willing to make up. It's like, hey, but I got a ton of money coming to me. I have to cut this promo on you. You know, Will Smith has to be like, yeah, no, go cut your promo. I'll say, hey, you know, it's fine, I deserve it.
Yeah.
And then that's the end. That can be the absolute end of it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all know what the issue is. It's not Will Smith and Chris Rock. It's Will Smith and Jada that have issues.
Yeah.
We all know that's what happened. Okay, you've all been there. You've been at the bar, and your buddy's there with his wife or whatever, and they get into a thing on their own, and it gets awkward, and then they leave or something. You know what I mean? It's just a thing. So there was some issue going on there that prompted that slap.
An entanglement, if you will.
Yes,
An
an
entanglement, if you will. And that's what prompted the slap, and that brought it on. And I think Chris Rock is. I think he is not obligated, but he has the right to speak out about it. Let's see what he thinks.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Native Americans called it the Essene mirror, where you're actually reflecting out what you don't like about you.
Exactly.
And maybe Will Smith saw himself up there and wanted to slap himself.
Yeah.
But he needs to work on that slap, though. That was a weak slap.
That was so
That was
bad.
so weak.
That was like you see like in like a B movie. Like he set himself and then boom.
That's
He
why
like
people thought it
pivoted
was a
his
work.
hips and
Yeah.
like turned his shoulder like he was like being directed by a stunt fighter.
right?
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm gonna not only am I gonna go up there and slap
for
him,
camera.
I'm gonna be very dramatic about it.
Yeah,
too.
it didn't work. Because if he would have went out there and like a real slap, and people are going to find out what a real slap looks like on a new show coming out, Dana White's Slap Fights, that they imported from Russia, where you're just slapping each other. If he would have slapped him like for real, Chris Rock would have had to take a bump. He would have had to.
Oh, yeah.
Because he would have had no choice, because it's a palm strike. Like, go back and watch our other meme, speaking of memes, of John Stossel versus David Schultz. That's what happens when you really slap somebody.
Yeah.
You go down like you got punched.
Yeah.
And he just kind of went, whoosh, and he laughed about it afterwards. So
Yeah.
he's got a lot of material to work with for the Flame War
yeah,
coming
God.
up, and Netflix is gonna benefit from it.
If he cuts a promo on the quality of the slap, like, oh my god,
Yeah, forget.
he's gonna tear him apart.
He is, and if he just gets like a diagram and shows how his hips were and his hands, and it's like everything about it's he's gonna get buried. And like you said, Will Smith has no choice but to take it,
Yeah.
unless he wants to 100% be a heel and
Oh, that's-
self-finance his movies, and maybe 20% of the people will
Yeah.
go see it.
And then 5-10 years down the line, he's gonna be in the Ben Stiller movie in Tropic Thunder 2 as the movie producer. He's trying to get Ben Stiller back.
Oh man,
That's how Tom Cruise came back.
That was great.
We all fell in love again.
Yeah, he just got people to forget.
Will
about
Smith
it.
will be back. Hollywood loves to come back. He'll come back
He'll be
eventually.
fine.
It's just for now he's in Hollywood. He's in movie jail
He is
for a while.
100% movie jail.
Because that was a pretty big cluster. Okay, like from all perspectives, the slap is one thing, but then also the Oscars gave him the Oscar after the slap, and he went up there and made that awkward speech. So it's like it's double jeopardy. The Oscars don't want to even acknowledge it because they look like idiots.
Yeah.
It's just bad on all fronts.
And then he releases Oscar bait film. Like what? You think they're gonna? You think
so
they're
what
gonna
are you
even
gonna
look
do?
your way?
Yeah.
So he's been banned from the Oscars. So he's been banned from attending the Oscars, or he's been banned from like.
He can't even eat Oscar Mayer bologna. He has to get Decker.
Can he? So he can't be. So he can't be nominated. Because if you can still be nominated, then what's the point?
Yeah. I don't know if he can get nominated, can he?
They're not going to he won't get nominated.
No, I don't think
they'll
he'll
just
get
not put. If
nominated.
he's banned, they're not going to put him on the ballot. And I'm sure that the night of the slap, the editing team was like editing Emancipation, and they're just like, oh man, this is gonna be so
It's
good.
Oh no, man.